Vegas at the MGM Grand Garden Arena back in November of 2019. And lo and behold, Luis Ortiz in action at Crypto.com Arena against Andy Ruiz on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. And then Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view returns on Saturday, October 15th. We go from LA to Brooklyn at Barclays Center as the Bronze Bomber will take on the Nordic Nightmare, Wilder-Helenius. Incidentally, Deontay Wilder defeated Luis Ortiz, and it is so great to see the Bronze Bomber himself. It is great to see him, man. Oh, man, he looks amazing. Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, back in action. Before we get to Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz, the pre-sale went on today in Brooklyn at Barclays Center. A lot of people are talking about they're welcoming you back in Brooklyn. That's a venue you've had some successful moments. Your first fight against Luis Ortiz, what a battle that was. Your knockout against Bermane Stiverne. Arthur Spica still hasn't woken up since the rocket that you landed on him. But now that you're back, what does it feel like? I've seen photos, Instagrams, you're in the gym, you're looking in great shape, but how's the Bronze Bomber feeling?
Man, I'm feeling amazing. Ray. It's good to see you, man. You always bring great energy, and when I see you, I can't do nothing but smile because, you know, when you're letting your little light of mine shine, you know, everybody around like start to come on and shine as well. So, you know, but I've been doing amazing, you know. It's been good to just get away a little bit, check on the kids, and watch them grow a little bit more. You know, I always have my children, but it's something special when you can just, like, put away everything on the shelf for a minute, you know what I mean? And drink you some watermelon juice with some lime in it. It's refreshing, you know what I mean? If you drink too much, it may give you the run, so you got to be careful on how many you get. But, you know, it's just been refreshing. I've been happy. I always tell people, you know, for me, I don't dwell on money or materialistic things. It's all about my happiness and my peace. Because I can be a man that have everything in the world, but and can be miserable because I don't have my happiness and my peace. See, that right there you can't buy. And when you have your happiness and your peace, no matter what goes right or go wrong, you good either way it go. It's just life, then you just deal with it. So, but to make a long story short, man, I've been blessed, bro. The family's been blessed, and a lot has gone on in my life, you know, in a positive way. And here I am now. You know, I'm back for the second reign, more so to motivate, to inspire. You know, it was one point in time I was questioning myself, why would you come back? Coming back for what? You know what I mean? Because I did it for my daughter that was born with spinal bifida to get in there, and now I have added tremendously to the addition to the family. I have 8 children now, so you know it's been a blessing to raise them and to be able to have wheels and set things in their future for them. Not only I think about their current right now, but I think about their future as well. That what kind of father they have in their life, and it's been amazing just to watch those guys grow, to see how intelligent they are, how much they comprehend and understand what goes on in the world and that is going on in the world. So I had a meeting with them, and I got all my kids together. I said, how you feel about Daddy coming back? You know, all of them was for it, though. You know, it wasn't no surprise to me. You know, they love seeing their father in and out of the ring. They think I'm the best dad in the world, as any dad should be to their children, you know, that loves their children. You understand what I'm saying? Subliminal. That's a message. Come on, fathers. But it's amazing. But once I got my statue and I saw the people that came and came and celebrated with me, men and women, and a lot of men came and was very emotional and broke down to me and had their children and their sons to say, this is what a real king represents and look like, you know, especially from people coming all over the world come to sit. It allowed me to understand that I got a little bit more to go. I can't quit now. I can't put it on the shelf now. This is not the end yet, because I have so many people that I motivate and inspire around the world, you know.
Well, I feel like you're just a natural-born entertainer. From your ring walks that I've seen you throughout the course of your career, you love to fight. I mean, you did it to begin for your daughter, obviously, but now you have generational and 5 or 6 generational wealths that you've been able to accomplish, which you deserve. But I feel like you're a born entertainer and that you miss the sport of boxing. Is that fair to say?
I'm definitely an entertainer, but I don't know if I missed the business. At least back then, I was, like I said, if I missed it it wouldn't took this long. I've accomplished so much. I've done so much. I've sacrificed my life for others' entertainment, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. They hear me when I say, but you can't relate or understand the meaning behind what that means. It takes a lot for fighters, any fighters around the world, combat sport. It takes a lot, especially in this ring. It takes a lot for us to get up, go train, and get ourselves together weeks, months at a time to break our body down, then get in the ring, get hit in the head, which the head is not meant to be hit in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? So imagine, they always talk about, it's a lot of mental health, it's a lot of PTSD, a lot of stuff that fighters deal with, but a lot of them want to keep that toughness about themselves, don't want to let people know or see certain things wrong with them, because we're warriors at the end of the day.
It's okay to have vulnerabilities.
It's okay. And that's why I come in. I show men that it's okay to do certain things and be cool to doing it, no matter what people may feel or think about you, because we only have one life in this lifetime, and we got to make the best of it. That's why I tell people to be great at what you do, because the inevitable is chasing us every day. And I want to be a person that when it's time for me, when the inevitable come for me, the world would say, that's a great man, we lost. He left it all in the ring, and he did a great duty on the outside of the ring as well. Because I tell everyone, we all have greatness in us. For greatness is only determined by service. And it don't cost much to put a little bit of time of greatness in your life. No, you ain't got to be great at every little thing that you do, just a little bit of it.
Well, you're matching up against Wilder-Helenius in about 2 months on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view, October 15th at Barclays Center. He's not an easy opponent.
At all.
And you could have easily come back and taken an opponent of lesser opposition. But instead, people are saying, wow, Helenius, this is a very tough guy, known as the Nordic Nightmare. Defeated Adam Kovnatsky twice. Why Helenius in your comeback fight?
I mean, why not? In my career, and even in my second reign career, I always want to fight nothing but the best. I deserve it for myself, and I deserve it for the fans. And the fans deserve it from me for me to fight the best and nothing less. You know what I mean? There's so much I can say about that, as far as people fighting the best and making it. But it's just me. That's just my heart. That's just where I want to be, and I don't want to stop. I just want to continue to keep moving forward. The bronze bomb is back. Hope I can be a light, an inspiration, a motivation to so many, not only people on the outside, but the fighters on the inside, And with coming back with Robert, you got to understand, this has been my sparring partner for a few years, so we know each other well.
I think that makes for a more exciting fight. I think you guys are going to let the leather fly even more so.
Yes, exactly. And that's why I started laughing like I do. I mean, I truly respect Robert and his craft. He's a warrior just like me. He got a warrior heart just like me. See, the thing about it, Ray, many people think the mind controls everything. True enough, the mind is a terrible thing to waste, but the heart controls it all. The heart controls your mind, your body, and your soul. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have the mind to want to quit at times, but your heart just wouldn't let you do it. You know what I'm saying? Your heart overcome everything,
So you mentioned the heart. So in the lead up to Luis Ortiz, Andy Ruiz, you're picking Luis Ortiz to knock out Andy Ruiz. So you shared the ring with Luis Ortiz, not on one occasion, on 2 occasions. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, are you picking with your heart, or are you picking with your mind, or is it a combination of both?
I'm going with my heart. Luis Ortiz is another one that has heart. Why you think so many fighters wouldn't give him the chance? And you got a guy like me looking upon that. I'm like, guys, come on. This is what we in here for. This is a gladiator sport. Come on. Why give another man an opportunity to make some money that's trying to do the same damn thing you're trying to do?
Well, isn't that been the story of your career throughout the course of your career? I mean, what you did with Luis Ortiz, what you did against Tyson Fury, given opportunities because you felt that they deserved the opportunity because you wanted the challenge. I think that's accurate, don't you?
Most definitely, and it makes me feel so good as a human being knowing that I've changed lives in my profession, in my career, because no fighter really want to be in here long. We just want to make money and support our family and go home. You know what I mean? That's the reason we get in here. You don't see nobody with a silver spoon getting in this sport unless they're doing exhibitions or something like that. Not the real jungle. Because if you don't have to do it, you ain't going to get in this ring. You might talk on the outside, but it's a different thing when you get up in the jungle.
So from a planning standpoint, I know you're focused on October 15th, but have you thought about what could possibly be next? AJ and Usyk are going to fight on Saturday. Do you think an impressive performance goes ahead and puts you in line for that, depending on what happens with Tyson Fury, if he retires or not? We're hearing that he needs to let his intentions be known at the end of the month. Is that the fight you want next for the title? Or I know that you even mentioned, hey, Luis Ortiz and I might be able to do it again in a third time, depending on how he looks against Eduardo. Where's the Bronze Bomber's mindset at?
I mean, my mind is unifying. Whatever route that takes me, the quickest route to take me to unifying, that's where I'm going, I'm not ducking and dodging anyone. I never have and never will. Everyone's know that. And when you're fighting against me, everything depends on it. Everything. Because that's just how I think. I already know the business of boxing. It's not a sport to me. To call it a sport is a masking agent to what really it is. It's a business. And I handle the business accordingly, And within the business, I love this business because it can make a poor man rich, but it also can make a rich man poor. So it's all about how you deal your cards, And I love being able to motivate and inspire and change lives. And boxing have changed my life 3 or 4 times in my life, And now I'm sitting back on the end of it, enjoying this ring while I want to motivate and help a lot of other fighters. I want to motivate and help a lot of other people on the outside of the ring, because I only have until I'm 40.
So that's where you're going to 40 and that's it.
I'm done. I still want to continue my 3 fights a year.
3 fights a year?
With it, man.
I love that.
Young.
But 3 fights a year?
I'm young.
I love that.
Come on, I'm young, so I feel great, I mean, like I said, when you have your happiness and your peace, you're only building from there. It's never a downfall. You know what I mean? You're only just building from there, and to have so much love around you and stuff like that, it's refreshing. Even when people think you're down and sad and out because of whatever reasoning they have in their head. That's why I tell people I don't live for them. I live for myself. This is a nice jacket, by the way.
Oh, appreciate it.
Always looking fly.
I appreciate it. Likewise, Chev. And the Bomb Squad back intact. I see Malik Scott's here in Las Vegas. The entire team is ready to rock and roll. Have you guys started training camp yet? Or, because I see you've been in the gym, but has training camp officially started is my question.
Yeah. My pre-training camp has started. It's been started. I've done 253 rounds in 11 days. So. And then run Monday, Wednesday.
Wait, 253 in 11 days?
253 in 11 days. And run Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. So I've been here in Vegas with Don House and Malik, JD's, Cuz Hill, all my team and stuff. We've just been enjoying it, and it's been a real treat. Been going to the UFC Dana White Contender Series and watching those guys and looking at that beautiful facility he had. He had an $8 million facility over there now, the UFC, and that Apex they got over there, man. It's been beautiful to be over there, refreshing to get so much treatment over there and training and just the loving of the people, and it's
Will you be in LA for Ruiz and Ortiz? You're going to be watching at home on pay-per-view. I know you're in training camp, but will you be at the fight? Have you not made a decision on that yet?
I haven't made a decision yet, but we most likely may be in camp. You can't take Wilder-Helenius lightly. He's not one of those guys to look over. Many people may have their opinion of judgment inside while looking up on him inside of the ring and stuff like that. But when you have a man that got a heart of gold and a warrior mindset, a warrior's heart, it's unpredictable with what they can do. You can't look past a man like that, because with that heart, he fears nothing, especially not man. You know what I'm saying? It's do or die. And that's what Robert has. He has a do or die mentality just like I. So please, this is not going to be a light fight, and I am not taking it lightly. Again, understand, I've done 253 rounds in 11 days. It's really unheard of, you know.
Well, the one thing I know about the Bronze Bomber, when it comes to any fight you're in, it's always physical. It's always exciting. It's always aggressive. And don't blink.
Oh, bam, baby. Good night.
Deontay, appreciate it. The Bronze Bomber, he looks in great shape as always. He's slicked out. He's wearing J's, being from Chicago. He's always got Michael Jordan on. I love it. Deontay Wilder.
Squad!
He's back. October 15th. We'll come back with more here in Las Vegas.
What the fuck was he just talking about? I'm happy Deontay Wilder's back, man. Love him to death. Huge Deontay Wilder fan. Purchased all of his pay-per-views. Covered several fights in the Barclays Center. But, bro, what was he talking about? He just sat there and hijacked 15 minutes of Luis Ortiz's media workout. This was a couple of hours ago. Right now it's 6:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This was at about 4 p.m. or so, you know, when Deontay Wilder had wrapped up, you know, his spiel. You know, he's always been like that, like the rambling thing. But it just was just all over the place. You think he one of those, listen, we respect everyone's religious beliefs, but you think he like one of the black Israelites? Or is he like a devil worshiper? Didn't Tyson Fury call him a devil worshiper? Wasn't that like a thing? Wasn't they like calling him a devil worshiper or something? Like, bro, like, you know, I'm glad he's back though. Did you hear his song? I can't play it no more because they copyrighted me, made me take it out. Deontay Wilder's got a song. Here, I'll play a little bit of it for you. But he's returning on October the 15th on PBC on Fox pay-per-view. And of course, it's going to likely be $74.99. This joint right here, they made me take it. They made me take it out. Pause. They was like, I got like 2 copyright claims. Like, yo, he don't play around with his music. That's good though, cause I will jack your shit.
On your fantasy, coming and bring hasty, and all of these.
Nah. Y'all want me to play this? We need a damn sponsor. I'm not gonna lose my video revenue, what little bit I get playing that shit. But bro, like, he's gonna be back. PBC on Fox pay-per-view, $74.99. You're gonna have Caleb Plant versus Anthony the Dog Durrell as the co-feature, and I got the Dog Durrell. If it's one fighter that I don't think that's good and I'm always ragging on, it's Caleb Plant. It's Caleb Plant. For some reason, I just don't think he that good. I guess y'all can call me a Caleb Plant hater. I guess. And a month before, so PBC on Fox has 2 pay-per-views. Even though they're not in the business of doing free cards anymore, like on PBC on Fox or PBC on FS1 or Fox Deportes, unless it's a lead into a pay-per-view. You have Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz, or it's billed Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz, September the 4th on PBC on Fox pay-per-view. I'm guessing it's going to be full price. Remember, Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin and Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola. They were at a reduced price. I believe they were both $50, or was one of them was $39.99, I believe. I don't remember, but either way, they were both at a reduced price on pay-per-view. And there's no way in this generation of boxing that Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola should have been on pay-per-view, bro. And there's no reason that Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin in that dingy-looking arena should have been on pay-per-view. You know why they were on pay-per-view? They're guaranteed a lot of money. And the networks themselves can't cover their purses. That's why you were seeing Luis Ortiz fighting J sides and Q sides, really, against the guy that flopped against him, or a lot of people thought had flopped. But it's going to be a Sunday night pay-per-view, and it's actually a really good card. Here, let me pull it up real quick. I like the card. But y'all know me. I'm a degenerate boxing fan. I'll watch anything. I watched some Probellum card this last Saturday, and I just sat there and I'm just watching, and I'm like, what am I doing with myself? Like, what am I doing? It was from Uzbekistan. No, Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz is on Sunday night, September the 4th. Wilder versus Wilder-Helenius is on a Saturday night, October the 15th, in the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. It's going to be lit. Deontay Wilder's always always bring the people out, and especially now. What else? But you know what I want though? They're sparring partners. That's the only thing that's really, really bothering me about the fight, is that they're sparring partners. I don't like that. I don't like when they try to give us sparring partners fights on pay-per-views. Remember Leo Santa Cruz, even though it was Floyd Mayweather undercards, Leo Santa Cruz known for fighting sparring partners, and I hate that shit. You know, because we already seeing a very, very suspect, thanks Shadow. Yes, my birthday's in a couple of weeks, I think, the 29th. But yo, I don't like when fighters fight sparring partners. You know, because we saw, and I'm sorry, this is my opinion, and Malik Scott broke my heart way too many times. I think he flopped against Deontay Wilder. Am I the only one? Like, he was like literally leaning on the ropes, like looking at Wilder, like, and I'm like, motherfucker, get up. What are you doing? Get up. Rise up. And he just laid there. And he kept building up the fight. Get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready. And we knew they were friends going into the fight. It was smelly. It was fishy. It was fishy. I think he took a flop. I'm not saying Wilder-Helenius is going to take a flop. You know why? I don't see the Nordic Nightmare doing that. Even though they're sparring partners, you can't consider them to be friends. Like you can see, obviously, all these years later, Deontay Wilder and Malik Scott are close, and Malik Scott is Deontay Wilder's trainer. But Helenius is a skilled fighter, but his chin is jelly. You touch that thing, he going down. So I expect that he may be outboxing Deontay Wilder, just like Luis Ortiz was. And then what's going to happen? His ass is going to sleep, and it's probably going to be ugly. It's probably going to be real ugly. I'm talking about it's going to be an ugly knockout. But anyway, how you guys been? You guys all right? Chilling? Welcome to the show. Look, y'all been on me for all these years about getting a podcast. And guess what? T-Street has a podcast. The Fight View 360 podcast. Available on Apple, Spotify, Overcast, Amazon, Stitcher, iHeart, and you get it. We're on all of your platforms. Look, check that out. Look, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? I got 8 episodes up. About 4 of these are podcast exclusives. And I think the other 4 are this right here. And then we're going to incorporate interviews. Here, I'll put the links. You guys never like to, I always go to the description box and try to tell you guys to download some shit. And you guys never do. You'll always be leaving me hanging. But listen, do it. This is my podcast. Don't leave me hanging. You guys are my mates. I think these links work. Let's see, do they work? One of them not going to work. Damn it, it didn't work. Well, here, I'll do it this way. No, we're going to do this. I'm on all of your podcasting platforms. I'm sorry for the people who are listening to this, but this is important, for the viewers. They don't never follow my podcast or any of my social media accounts, and I'm always asking them. And y'all don't even give me no super chat. I be doing all this shit for free, but y'all gonna start giving up something. I'm about to start a Patreon for you motherfuckers. Shit. Anyway, no more cussing. But yeah, the undercard of Deontay Wilder versus Wilder-Helenius is going to feature Caleb Plant versus Anthony Durrell. And if I'm being honest, Caleb Plant can box. He can box, but he don't really got no power. And Anthony Durrell's got to be about 38 years old or something, right? He's getting long in the tooth. Let's see. He's got to be up there. Like, these motherfuckers getting old now. I was thinking to myself, damn, Adrien Broner's 33 now? Yeah, he's 37. Now, that's not old. I'm telling you right now. No, I fixed it. I put a new link in the chat. I'm telling you right now that, in my opinion, in today's modern medicine and technology, legal medicine, not the juice, you can fight, and like 37 is not old to me. I mean, you're getting up there, but that's not old to me. Fighters these days are going to look. Ortiz, look at this motherfucker. They're saying he's 43. They're saying so you can still compete at a high level. I'm going to say up until about 42 or so. 43, it's you need to really start, getting up out of there. Especially if you don't got no vices. But look, they're saying this guy's 43 years old. Get out of here. I told the story earlier. You know what? Here's my theory. And I always got to tell this story every time I see Ortiz. You know what I think? I think whenever he was coming over, defecting from Cuba, and whoever was with him, they all whoever was coordinating everything, they was listen, you can go to America, and it's the land of the free and the brave. You can be whatever you want. So what y'all guys can do, we're gonna give y'all all some new social security numbers and shit. Probably change your names if you want to, and you get to pick an age, but keep it in Don't get too carried away. Don't make it ridiculous. Keep it in a 3-year range. So you'll have a Rigo who will really be 34. He'll be all right, you know what? I'm 28. You'll have an Iris Lindy Lar would be 28. He'll be I'm 20. I'm 24. All right, it's cool. I'm 24. You'll have a Frank Sanchez. He'll really be 29, and he'll be I'm 22. Then you got Luis Ortiz. He'll be 34, and he'll be I'm 21. And the dude just look at him bro, for real? You, come on, man. Yeah, I'm 21. All right, motherfucker, just go ahead. Come on, man. I told you about how I was at his birthday shindig in New York. Lou DiBella, when he was when he first signed with PBC, he had this shindig in New York. And it was at a steakhouse, Gallagher Steakhouse, where they gave us this fine ass steak and some cheesecake. Well, I'm standing there interviewing him, and I'm looking, and I'm really looking at him. And I'm man, this motherfucker ain't no 38. And it was supposed to be his 38th birthday party. And I was man, this motherfucker ain't no 38. I tell the story all the time. And I'm looking, and I'm did you notice he'll never grow no facial hair? You know why? Because you can't dye the beard. You can't dye the stubble. That stubble will be Father Christmas. It'll be all gray. He ain't no 43 years old is the point I'm making. And I don't even know how I got. I was talking about Anthony the Dog Durrell. But yeah, if I was to pick someone though, who's going to win between Andy Ruiz and Luis Ortiz? Now answer me this, right? Think about it. Is Luis Ortiz going to be the most skilled fighter that Andy Ruiz ever fought? That's a valid question. Think about it. Here's the thing. Skilled. Is Luis Ortiz at 43, and even more impressive if he's in his 50s, is Luis Ortiz more skilled than Anthony Joshua? I think he is. Is Luis Ortiz more skilled than Joseph Parker? I think he is as well. So when I'm thinking about that, listen, that's just me. That's just me. Y'all know I got some off the wall, unorthodox opinions sometimes, but that's just me. But when we talk about like more technical ability, now we do know one thing for sure is Luis Ortiz can get his ass laid out. He can get laid out. We seen him get his shit knocked, knocked out, put to sleep. We also seen Prince Charles Martin touch him up. But I don't know, man. If Andy Ruiz, can't knock Luis Ortiz out, I might pick Luis Ortiz. But the thing is, no matter what, Andy Ruiz is a great inside fighter. And Luis Ortiz's legs, not like that he was the most fleet of foot, but his legs are definitely not what they used to be. Did you watch the press conference? Well, go back and look at a clip of the press conference from Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz. I thought he was going to have a heat stroke. The man age is showing. He was out there sweating his ass off. That's because the dye job had closed up his pores. Anyway, enough old man jokes. I hope he's got his high blood pressure pills. But Wilder versus Helenius, I like that fight. Robert Helenius, he's here, let me pull up the resume, by the way, of Robert Helenius. I guess we'll leave Luis Ortiz's workout up there. 42, 2-1. This is Deontay Wilder, 41 KOs, 36 years old. Would you believe me if I thought that if Wilder would have ever fought Povetkin, that maybe Povetkin's inside fighting would have beaten Wilder? But let's go look at his run. He beat Bamain Stavern, won the title. Eric Molina, Johan Duhaupas. These are two nice quality wins that, at that time, people were like, oh, he's just fighting some bums. But these wins have kind of aged a little well. These two and a Chris Arreola, given the fact that Chris Arreola gave Andy Ruiz hell. But Andy Ruiz, Molina, Eric Molina, Johan Duhaupas. Remember, Duhaupas got a big upset win over Robert Helenius, and that's when I was like, Robert Helenius needs to retire. Knock the shit out of him. Artur Szpilka, Chris Arreola. Gerald Washington was also another fight that Robert Helenius should not have lost to. If he lost to Duhaupas, he definitely shouldn't have lost to Gerald Washington. He should have retired and never been seen again after that. But nice little win that aged well for Deontay Wilder. He just completely just destroyed Bamain Stavern, took his soul, standing over him and shit. Damn near killed the referee. And then that big fight on Showtime where he was he went through like his first real major adversity. And that's when you knew it was basically like a star was born, if you will. Then the Tyson Fury first fight, even if it was a draw with the two knockdowns, I still had by points, a point system. I still had Tyson Fury winning that fight. Dominic Breazeale, sent him to hell, took his soul. Luis Ortiz sent him to hell again. Tyson Fury's second fight got stopped, and that's when the whole glove gate bullshit started. The Mark Breland, and that's when I think Deontay Wilder went a little crazy. Aren't you glad that glove gate shit is over, though? Man, I was called all kind of names, and it's like, okay, I understand. I am Mexican, I am of Mexican Hispanic heritage and Celtic. I'm half black, half Irish, and half full-blooded Mexican. So, I get it from all sides. One day I'm hating on all black fighters. The next day I'm hating on all Irish fighters. A day later I'm hating on all, Mexican fighters. It's old now. But I didn't like how Wilder started leading like a race war. He was like the leader of a race war, bro. And he started listening to YouTubers. The nigga went crazy. He started acting real fucking crazy. And it was like really tarnishing his reputation. So to be honest, I'm glad to see him back fighting again because he took a whooping on social media, bro. Let's not forget that. His ass was getting beat, especially if he got put to sleep by Fury. But nonetheless, I'm glad he's back. You know, I'm not going to talk about the past. The past is the past. Wilder-Helenius, 31-3 with 20 KOs, 38 years old. The Nordic Nightmare. I used to listen to me, guys. You know how us boxing fans can get. I used to love this man. I used to be like, man, Robert motherfucker Helenius, you know, once he get, you know, once he get over to the States, he gonna start putting motherfuckers to sleep. Dude used to have some really, really fast, sharp hands. Then he had a shoulder injury, promotional issues, met Derek Chisora, you know, got a decision that a lot of people felt he shouldn't have got. Then he got iced by Johan Duhaupas. Then got knocked out. Lost to Dylan White. Covered that fight. And I was really excited about that fight. That video was on the channel. Then he got clipped by motherfucking Gerald Watson. And I was like, yo, he's done. He is finished in this business. Oh, let's listen to Luis Ortiz. Let's see what he has to say.
¿Problemas, Andy?
Bueno, no sé, yo voy a hacer mi trabajo. No sé si le causará. Lo que le va a causar trabajo es mi trabajo.
I really don't know. I'm going to focus on me, do my job, and what's going to cause him trouble is what I do inside the ring, regardless of the style that I have.
Assuming you get your hand raised on Sunday, September 4th, is the next step to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world? You have AJ and Usyk rematching this weekend.
He had a chance to fight Felix Hergovitz to be the IBF mandatory and turned it down. Let's just get that out of the way. This weekend on Usyk Joshua 2 undercard on the Zone, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The card's going to be starting August the 20th. You're going to have, as the but chief support, the main undercard fight being Felix Hergovitz versus Big Bang CCP Zheli Zhang, the Chinaman. That's an IBF eliminator to be the IBF mandatory. So Luis Ortiz had his shot.
But do you want the winner of that fight?
Bueno, digamos que ganás el 4 de septiembre. ¿Te gustaría tener al ganador de la pelea de AJ contra Usyk para una pelea por el campeonato mundial?
Así somos nosotros los boxeadores. Queremos siempre pelear por los mejores, peleamos por llegar al top, que es lo del cinturón por the world title. Yeah, of course.
That's how we are as fighters. We always want to fight the best for the biggest prizes. We want to reach the top of the mountain, and there's no exception with me.
If you were to defeat Andy Ruiz on Sunday, September 4th on Fox Sports BBC pay-per-view, would this be the biggest win of your career so far in your pro career?
Si llegas a ganarle a Andy Ruiz en el Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view del 4 de septiembre, ¿dirías que esta es la victoria más importante de tu carrera?
Todas son importantes. Todas, como dije, cada campamento es diferente. Cada campamento es más importante. Ahí siempre así. Para mí, cada pelea me es más importante porque me acerca a volver a pelear por título.
Every fight is important. You know why? Because every fight gets me closer to what I really want, which is fighting for the title. So I keep going after bigger and bigger things until I get what I want, which is fighting for the title.
Para mí todas las peleas son de título.
Yeah, the fights for the title, those are the ones that are the biggest ones.
The last time you fought at Crypto.com Arena, it was known as Staples Center, but you were successful in knocking out Razvan Kajanu in the second round. Are you hoping to recreate that magic coming up in a few weeks?
¿Querés volver a recrear esa magia que tuviste en el estadio Crypto.com de Los Ángeles con ese knockout en el second round que tuviste en aquel entonces? ¿Crees que podés volver a tener esa magia dentro del ring?
Of course, King Kong is ready for any fight.
Hey, his English has gotten pretty good with that, ladies and gentlemen. We bid you farewell for now.
Yeah, that was just not even 3 hours ago. We held his media workout in Las Vegas. Deontay Wilder was there. If you want to listen to what Deontay Wilder had to say, it was really a whole bunch of nothing. But you can rewind back. Who said that? He said, Sackhead says you can't say Chinaman. It's not PC. You can. It's just real old-timey, and it's like frowned upon. But from what I've researched, you can say Chinaman. It's just like saying Oriental. You can say that, but people just look at you like, you know. Just like, you know, like if somebody call you a colored person, oh no, you can't say that. That's just, yeah, I think that's going a little too far. But you can say Chinaman though. I wouldn't say it to a Chinese person, you know. But anyway, moving on. So yeah, on to the next topic. What was the next topic? Shit. Oh, Usyk versus Joshua too. I was watching some UK media stuff earlier from Saudi Arabia, like Talk Sport, Boxing Social, some stuff on Seconds Out and IFL. Just pretty much it just was all playing while I was doing some cleaning and food prepping. And the feeling is over there is that Joshua's looking a little nervous. I mean, you know, like he doesn't, like, you know, he does look locked in. I can't say he looks locked in, but I don't feel like the real confidence from him. I mean, look, my man Usyk, if you don't know, showed up in what is called a Cossack or a Cossack. It's a traditional war dress that Ukrainian warriors and the haircut too. It's like Ukrainian warriors. I've been doing a little bit of research, and basically a little bit from what I've gathered. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's like when they used to go to war, like years and years and hundreds of years ago. You know how like they would like cultures before they go to war to a battle, the night before they party, get drunk, and have a whole bunch of sex with women and shit. And you know that's what they would wear. They would wear like their traditional dress, like their last outfit, before they party and then go to war. So that's what that shit was. I'm not calling it shit, but you get what I'm saying. So it's supposed to intimidate Joshua. Like, listen, we going to war, motherfucker. So I'm a party and you know. And he did start singing. He did start singing afterwards. Joshua walking off the stage, he start, you know, singing in Saudi Arabia, singing Ukrainian war songs and national anthems. Look, like Joshua, listen, I've been saying it. Just like going into the first Andy Ruiz fight, Joshua seemed rattled. This fight right here, this rematch, he seemed rattled, bro. Now, if he wins, it's probably going to be the biggest win of Robert Garcia's career. It's going to be the biggest win of Anthony Joshua's career. And just think about it. Less than a year ago, they were saying that Usyk was too small. Now he's going in as the favorite. But I've seen all of Usyk fights, and I just thought to myself, like, yo, this dude is not a joke. He's going to knock him out. I mean, he's not going to knock him out. He's going to beat him. But this fight, I think there's a possibility that maybe Usyk can probably try to stop him. It's not out the realm of possibility. And another thing they're talking about on UK media channels is that Joshua's got to make it a 6-round fight. He's got to come out guns a-blazing, not trying to box, and he's got to make Usyk work those 6 rounds. Because if Usyk decides, okay, you know what? I figured him out. It's over for him. You know? But let me pull up the undercard. I forgot to pull it up. By the way, Deontay Wilder has been training in the UFC Performance Center. Here's just a little bit of footage of that. Beautiful facility, man. I wish I would have went. I had a chance to go. I was supposed to go to Vegas for Conor McGregor and Mayweather, and McGregor had his media work out there. But one day I want to go there. Definitely want to go. By the way, Deontay Wilder's legs are just freakishly tiny. Like, it's just like, bro, you know, but that power, that shit come from all like his back. Like, dude ain't no joke. But on the undercard, the Usyk versus Joshua 2 undercard, it's not. If I rate the undercard, if I was to give it a nice solid like grade, I'm gonna rate it a C+. That means it's almost a B. It's almost a B. And it's mostly because you got some good showcase fights on there. But you do have, you know, some fights of some meaning. For example, as we talked about, to be the IBF mandatory at heavyweight, you have Felix Hrgovic versus Zhilei Zhang. That's to be the IBF mandatory, the mandatory. Callum Smith versus Matthew Badalik. He's a Frenchman. That is for Callum Smith to be the mandatory for the WBC championship at 175 pounds. Alberto Baez reports are that he's suffering from a foot injury, so he can't fight Anthony Yarde in October. And basically, Anthony Yarde is going to be fighting a interim fight, not for a title, but a fight to stay busy sometime in the winter, and then fight Alberto Baez. And then Alberto Baez will hopefully fight Dimitri Bivol, who was ordered by the WBA, and it was upheld in a ruling that he must fight Gilberto Ramirez. Joshua Buatsi is supposed to fight, hopefully fight Jean Pascal. That was ordered as well by the IBF. So the Callum Smith fight, it is somewhat meaningful, but, Matthew Badalik, looking at his resume, he ain't fought nobody of note. We did a whole preview. And I actually did it on my podcast. If you guys have listened to it already, the link to my podcast is right at the top of the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, and I'll repaste it right here for you. Boom. There's the links to my podcast. We are on all your podcast listening platforms. Apple, Spotify, Google, Pandora, Amazon, iHeart, Player FM. So you got 2 fights on the undercard of some significance, right? Then you have Badu Jack versus Richard Popeye the Sailor Man Rivera. Andrew Tabiti versus James Wilson. Ramla Ali versus Crystal Nova. That Crystal Nova has a very padded record. She's 10-2 with 10 KOs, but those 10 KOs are against opponents with a combined record of 4. And look, I'll show you. You think I'm joking? Here, I'll show you. She's been knocking out just anyone. 10-2 with 10 KOs, 22 years. I'm not knocking her, hey, but I'm just saying those 10 KOs are deceiving. Look, 0-9, 3-14, 14-27, 3-12, 0-15, 0-1, 0-3, 2-21, 0-14. What do you call a female bad boxer? And I'm not saying it's her. I'm talking about her opponents. You can't say they're bums. I don't ever calling fighters bums, but it's just low tier as low level. That's just scraping the barrel. That's just scraping come on, man. We're better than this. But she's fighting Ramla Ali. And you have Ben Whitaker, who is going to be on the YouTube portion leading into the main card. So solid card. As I said, I'm rating it a C+, not a B. If I rated a C, that's close to a C-, which is close to a D. So I think I'm gonna rate this a C+. It's just okay, all right. But the only fight I'm really interested in is Hrgovic versus Zhilei Zhang. I was really looking forward to Andrew Tabiti versus Tyrone Spong, but for some reason he was taken off the card. That was one of those degenerate fights that I was really, really looking forward to. So now he's fighting Richard Popeye the Sailor Man Rivera. There you go. So we're going to be here covering the weigh-in, and we're going to be streaming during the main event of Usyk versus Joshua 2 on the zone. All right. What else? Oh, Loma's back. If you don't know, Top Rank released this a couple of days ago on their YouTube.
We're waiting on
Oh, hold on. I think my headset just died. Hold on. I gotta do it different now. I think my headset just died. Hold on. 1 minute. Mic check, mic check.
in California where he's going to prepare for his fight. We don't know who he's going to fight yet or where, and I don't think he even cares, but he's coming for them belts.
Are they playing Superman music?
We're here waiting on Vasyl, the great Vasyl Lomachenko. He lives here in California where he's going to prepare for his fight. We don't know who he's going to fight yet or where, and I don't think he even cares, but he's coming for them belts. Loma, welcome to USA.
Thank you. Hey, Mikey, how are you?
Hey, it's a pleasure. My hero.
I pray every day for Ukraine, for people, and stop the war. Then I come back to Ukraine. I think it was the second day of war, and yeah, sure, your mind changed because you see different life. It's a different life. Nobody knows what happened on this day. It's very bad. It's very bad for the world. I prepare for this moment, and I need this chance. I need this fight. Undisputed world champion. Hi, it's Loma. I'm here. I'm in Los Angeles. Thank you who follow me, who support me, and I can't wait. Stay tuned. I'll see you soon.
I was kind of hoping for Jamaine Ortiz, but this is the guy he's supposed to be rumored to be fighting. Jamaine Ortiz, 16-0-1 with 8 KOs. You may remember him because he got that win over Jamel Herring and pretty much sent him into retirement. But he isn't really retired yet, right? Has he? Beat Jamel Herring. Got that draw against Joseph Adorno. I got to go back and watch that fight. I don't remember that fight at all. Was it a bubble fight? Don't remember. But Loma's supposed to be coming back fighting him, and the rumored date is supposed to be October the 15th. And then him and Haney are supposed to dance. I think that's like the plan. I don't think it's going to be him, Haney or Sakura, Loma versus Sakura. I think it's supposed to be Haney. By the way, on Monday night, Top Rank released an email. Let me make sure I got it right. About a few hours ago, Top Rank put out a press release for a press conference that's supposed to be taking place. Hold on, let me pull it up. Monday. And it's the Haney Kambosos 2 press conference. We're going to be here streaming and talking the fight. It's going to be on Monday. So the rumored date for Haney Kambosos 2 is supposed to be like that same weekend. Loma can't come back on October the 15th. That ain't going to be the date. Well, we gotta wait to see what date Haney Kambosos 2 is going to be on. But basically, if Loma, this is a theory, if Loma beats Jamaine Ortiz and Haney beats Kambosos again, they're going to fight sometime next spring, meaning Haney and Loma for undisputed. And if Haney wins, he drops his belt, moves up to 140. If Loma wins, I'm guessing they have a rematch. I don't know how that's going to work. But I think this is a nice, solid comeback fight. You know, the shake off the rust for Lomachenko. When was the last time he fought? When he beat up Richard Comey. That was December of last year. So, okay, it's a 10-month layoff, you know, due to the Ukraine war. 10-month layoff, you know, if it is in October, he returns. But October, it would be late October because you would want him to have an 8-week camp right after, you know, this time off in Loma. I'm guessing he probably was doing a little bit of training before he came over. He doesn't seem like the type of guy that's going to not be training. You know, but after Loma, after losing to Teofimo Lopez, he put on 2 impressive performances against Masayuki Nakatani and Richard Comey. Teofimo Lopez looked good last week against Pedro Campa, but, you know, it was a guy by the name of Pedro Campa who nobody knows of, so he was supposed to look good against him. And it's a shame that we'll probably never see a Loma versus a Teofimo rematch unless it would be Loma going up to 140, which I just don't see. I don't see his team doing that, you know, for Loma. But it is what it is. But yeah, Loma's back. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do. And I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with Tank Davis's next fight because De La Hoya was invited by Teofimo to Teofimo versus Pedro Campa. He was there sitting ringside and he did an interview with Bernardo Osuna on the broadcast talking about how he's trying to make Teofimo Lopez versus Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia is at 140 pounds now. Like, that is official. He's there at that weight. He said he's not going back down to 135. And Tank Davis, you know, De La Hoya's been giving out conflicting reports on whether they're talking or not. But one thing for sure is Golden Boy has stated numerous times, numerous people, that the zone has to be involved in a Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia event, and it just doesn't make any sense. You know, a Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia pay-per-view, that, I mean, what, in your honest opinion, what would those pay-per-view buys be for a Tank Davis versus a Ryan Garcia? I don't see it doing any more than 600,000. We got to see let's see what Canelo Golovkin and Spence versus Crawford does. You know, because I can't see Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia being a million pay-per-view buy fight. I can't see it. I don't see it. But also earlier today, Emmanuel Navaratte is returning against and Eduardo Baez. I watched that press conference immediately after the Luis Ortiz media workout. Here, let's go watch the face-offs.
Again, the WBO Featherweight Championship.
This is on Saturday in San Diego on Top Rank on ESPN. So overall, Saturday is busy. You know, you got Usyk versus Joshua 2, 12 p.m. Eastern. You got this card that's going to be the main card at about 10 p.m. Eastern, with the prelims starting at about 6, 7 p.m. Eastern. Then you got the what was supposed to be Broner versus Figueroa, but we talked about that all week. Broner pulled out, citing mental health issues, but many feel its weight. Then you have Sergey Lipinets stepped in, so you got Omar Figueroa versus Sergey Lipinets. That's going to be also on Showtime. And you have UFC 278, right? Is that this weekend or is that next? Is that this weekend? Hold on, let me check something because I'm so confused. UFC is this weekend. It's a busy weekend in combat sports. But this card has been under the radar. It's not nothing really too crazy on here. You know, nothing that really calls me out. It's pretty much a showcase card.
Of the world, Emmanuel Navaratte puts the title on the line against Eduardo Baez. As always, this is boxing. This is Top Rank. We'll see you tomorrow night as they step on the scale. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Everybody. It all goes down Saturday, August 20th from the Pechanga Arena here in beautiful San Diego, California. Again, this is a junior welterweight showdown. Omar Aguilar, Lindolfo Delgado, junior welterweight showdown on Saturday night, coming to you live from San Diego, California.
So I'm not going to lie. This is one of those cards because it's going to be so busy. I'm probably not going to cover this card until Sunday, maybe even Monday. Because look, we got Usyk Joshua 2. I'm going to be here all day on Saturday. So we're going to be streaming during the main event of Usyk Joshua 2. And then you got this Top Rank card. You got the Showtime card. And then UFC 278. You know, and UFC 278, I got to see Usman versus Leon Edwards. I got to see that. So it's going to be busy. Oh, and here's the face-offs for the in fact, let's go listen to a little bit of this. My bad. This is from earlier today at the press conference, the final fight week press conference. Jesus, this is a lot of boxing. The final fight week press conference for Sergiy Lipinets and Omar Figueroa. And they both had some interesting things to say. We're not going to be, too long with this. We're just going to skim through it. But listen in. Oh, and take your time out and like the video since you're here and subscribe. And follow and subscribe to my podcast. Here, I'll put the link again for you guys. There it is, right here in the chat. And I'm going to pin it to the top of the comments. And for those who are listening in on podcasts, you can check out all of my social media in the show notes.
Lipinets. Omar's been away for 15 months. Sergey been away from 16 months, the longest of his pro career. Omar, I'll start with you. And you look at his record, impressive. Former world champion, obviously at lightweight, 28-2-1. 19 knockouts. Considering the long layoff, Omar, and then all of a sudden the focus you had coming back, solely focused on Adrien Broner, how hard, how difficult was it all of a sudden to refocus this week then on Sergiy Lipinets?
Yeah, I was focused on being ready and prepared, and first off, thank you to everyone in attendance. Thank you to Showtime. Thank you to PBC, TG Promotions. And, I was focused on training, bettering myself, being in shape, being ready for the fight. Obviously, we were getting ready for a certain style, but the fight fell through. So it's just got to take all my experience, everything that I've learned throughout the years, and apply them towards Sergey, who's no pushover, as we know. He's a former world champion, and we know we have our hands full with him too.
I read, it said, Omar Figueroa, I guess on Saturday, I'm just going to have to take out my anger and frustration on Sergey. What do you mean by that?
Well, all the troubles of camp and dealing with camp and the weight cut and everything, that camp entails. I was hoping to take it out on Broner, but he pulled out, so Sergey's the one that's left, and I guess, it's me against him, so who else?
Sergey, the interesting thing was you were already scheduled to fight on this card, so was it in the back of your mind, did you think maybe there's a possibility I was going to face one of these guys? Was it an easier transition for you, even though it's on basically 5 days' notice that you're facing Omar Figueroa?
Ты уже готовился с кем-то другим драться, но у тебя была хоть какая-то мысль о том, что ты можешь драться или с Омаром, или с Бронером?
Здравствуйте все. Хочу сказать спасибо всем болельщикам, фанатам бокса. Хочу спасибо сказать большое мистеру Хейману, спасибо Showtime, спасибо PBC, спасибо мистеру Спинозе, спасибо Бронеру за эту возможность, спасибо Фигаро, что он взял этот бой. Да, я должен был драться в андеркарт, и мы думали, что все может быть, возможно, что я могу заменить, как обычно, потому что в последний раз, когда я дрался с Джоном Малиной, в день взвешивания мне поменяли оппонента с правшу на левшу. Поэтому я взял...
Wait till you hear it translated. He threw some shots at Broner.
Хороших оппонентов. Я всегда хочу драться с лучшими, показать хороший бокс для всех фанатов бокса. Поэтому я взял этот бой, и я готов.
Well, first of all, I want to thank BBC, Al Heyman, Showtime, Mr. Espinoza, Omar, also Broner for making it happen for me. Yeah, I was getting ready. It was just one of those things where that anything might happen. It happened to me before versus John Molina, and it was right at the last moment. So we were getting ready for whatever comes along, and we were ready to just show, good fight for the fans of boxing. That's all there is to it.
Sergey, looking at your record.
I'm going to fast forward to the face-offs. But yes, on paper, this is a better fight than Broner Figueroa. Because let's be honest, we were only looking at the Broner fight because we wanted to see what was he going to do to be able to try to beat the fighter who throws more punches than him. But yeah, it's a bad look for Broner because at this point in time, would you trust him? Like, for one, he just needs to stay all the way away from 140 pounds. You know, that's just number one. And, you know, mental health issues or not, he's got to show PBC and Showtime that he's reliable and he's going to fulfill his media obligations, because not only did he skip out on the press conference, you know, and they made him redo it, but he was also, from my understanding, supposed to do an appearance on the Brian Custer podcast to promote the fight. So Broner's got a lot of shit going on, man. Like, he's got a lot of shit going on. He's got a lot of shit going on. A lot. So I wish him the best, but you got to look at shit from a business standpoint, you dig? But here's the card. Let me pull it up for you. I'm sorry I don't have it pulled up. I'm getting tired. I'm on this 2,500 calorie deal. I weighed 298 pounds on May the 2nd. I'm now down to 273.8. Isn't that crazy? Crazy as shit. I'm 6'3", by the way, but I was, you know, I became a foodie. I was eating my ass off. I was eating my ass off, bro. Everything in sight. You know, it was going down. But the undercard is going to feature, and it's a good undercard. And you have to believe that a guy like Sergiy Lipinets was on the card because he popped up on the card like a few weeks ago because they probably knew something was going on with Broner. You're going to have Alberto Puello versus Akhmedov. That's for the only WBA title at 140 pounds because Josh Taylor vacated. Josh Taylor currently holds on to the IBF and the WBO, but it looks like the IBF may be on its way out too because he was ordered to fight Jeremiah Ponce. And looks like that fight may end up being Ponce versus Sabril Matias for the vacant IBF. The WBC is going to be contested against Jose Zepeda. And that's Akhmedov and Puello. Jose Zepeda and Regis Prograis. And Josh Taylor is heavily rumored to be fighting Jack Catterall in a rematch. And the rumors are Josh Taylor can't travel. So that's, you know, messing up a lot of his plans. But this undercard is featuring Roger Gutierrez versus Hector Garcia for the only WBA title at 130 pounds. And then, so basically you got two titles on the line for this card. Shadow Combat, thank you for your advice, but I know exactly what I'm doing and I've talked to people. Like, trust me, bro, but thank you for your advice. Like I'm just going to fucking just be winging it. Like, I'm damn near a 40-year-old man. Like, I'm not just winging it, bro. Like, I'm just going to be like, all right, let me just go ahead and do this. And no, I didn't just start cutting calories off fast, but I'm not going through fucking health tips with you guys, all right? I mean, I'll take your tips, but you can't just go making assumptions, bro, without, you know, thinking I didn't do no research. But overall, solid card. You know, I would rate this card a B. Not a B plus, not a B minus, but a B. But some fights that I'm really interested in for sure, definitely. Definitely. But yeah, that's it. I can't believe that Canelo Golovkin 3 is a month away. And guess what else is 3 weeks away? 3 weeks is Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. We're looking forward to that. Yeah, I was huge. But I don't have a sloppy body. I'm just like big. People think I was built like a football player. I'm 6'3". So I'm like, the chicks dig it. And I told you I'm on the snack program. I'm on the Victor Conti stuff. Let me see how many miles I did today, according to my Samsung Health. I have done, I'm in the gym for 90 minutes, basically, a day. An average of 6 days a week. So 5.5 miles for the day, 2.3 running. Not really a lot, but, you know, a lot for me, from a guy that was weighing damn near 300 pounds. So I eat, I'll start my day, for example, today. I had basically 2 egg whites, which is about 3 tablespoons. Peppers and onions up in that joint. 1 lean turkey sausage and a piece of low-carb bread. Went to the gym. Came back, had a handful of pretzels, a cup of pretzels basically, cup of chocolate milk, yogurt with granola, and strawberries. And for lunch, I had a turkey sandwich, also on low carb bread, so I'm not going to have any carbs for dinner. With lettuce, tomato, pickle, American cheese. For dinner, I am having shrimp and vegetable stir fry. Shrimp and vegetable stir fry. Which I'm about to have right now, because I don't like eating past 8 o'clock. I actually don't eat after 7 p.m., but since I'm doing a stream, the days I stream, eating a little later. Just watch out for hormonal decline. Okay, doctor. Okay, doctor. Thank you. Watch out for hormonal, whatever the hell that means. I'll look it up. But no, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I feel good. I'm not like all sluggish and I'm getting great sleep. But anyway, I'm getting up out of here. I will be back. I'm going to be back in less than 12 hours because we got the Anthony Joshua versus Usyk versus Joshua 2 weigh-in from Saudi Arabia. So we're going to be streaming live during the weigh-in. So that's going to be in less than 12 hours. So I got to go get some shit done. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening in. Right here, as you can see, the link is down below in the description box. Also, I pinned it at the top of the chat to my Fight View 360 podcast. 8 episodes are already live. 4 episodes are podcast exclusive. Apple, Spotify, Overcast, Amazon, Stitcher, iHeart, basically all of your podcast listening platforms. See you guys in the morning. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Leave a like before you go. Thanks for the super chat, Amok. Good looking. Usyk Joshua 2 is on Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's in Saudi Arabia. So the card starts at 12 p.m. Main event's probably not going to be until like 4 or 5. About 5. Definitely 5 or after.